Hey everyone, welcome back to my first Halloween YouTube tutorial. Today I'm going to be turning myself into a half devil, half human type look. And to start off, I am just priming my skin like I usually do. So for that, I took the NYX Angel Veil Primer and just applied it all over my face. Now I'm going to kind of start to make that kind of like skin ripping look. And to do that, I'm just going to take a little bit of like a tissue or Kleenex or anything like that and just tear it, and then I'm going to just measure it out to make sure it's exactly where I want it to be. To glue that onto my skin, I am going to be using liquid latex. This is the Ben Nye liquid latex, and I am just taking it on a little sponge and just kind of applying it where I want that like ripped skin to be. Then I'm just going to lightly place it down and just let that dry a little bit. Now, to make it look like it's actually my skin and not just something glued onto my face, I'm taking that liquid latex in really thin layers and just applying it to the edge of that kind of torn tissue paper and then blending that into my skin. You want to do this in really thin layers so that when your makeup goes on top, it blends nicer into the skin. So I just do a little layer, kind of wait, let that dry, and then do another layer, wait and let that dry until I kind of get it the way I want it. For this side of my face, I'm going to be doing the makeup look. So I'm taking the NARS Radiant Long Wearing Foundation in the shade Vienna, and I'm just applying that all over just like I normally would on a day-to-day basis. I really like this foundation for this look because it is nice and full coverage and kind of gives me more of that like glam mask kind of looking feel, if you know what I mean. So I do want this side of my face to be pretty full coverage and pretty dramatic compared to like the devil side. I want there to be like a really drastic difference between the two. I'm also taking that foundation and applying it onto the tissue paper to make that look like my skin is pulling away from itself. So after I finished my foundation, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of concealer, and for that I'm taking the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Fair 08, and I'm just applying it like I normally would, and then I'm also going to take some contour to kind of contour that side of my face, and I am using the Smashbox Contour Stick for that, and then I'm just going to take my Beauty Blender again and blend that on out. The skin folds on my face were looking a little bit darker and just like the color was a little bit off. So I just took a little bit of that lighter concealer and kind of added it to that like tissue paper just so it kind of blended into my skin a little bit more and looked a little bit more realistic. Since our skin isn't one flat color, I kind of wanted to give that like ripped some different shades and tones as well. Once I have that all nice and blended in, I'm just going to go and set everything. So I'm just going to use a little bit of a powder and set my face. And then I'm going to go in with this Kiss Contour Kit and just kind of deepen up that contour a little bit, give my face a little bit more shape and dimension. I'm also bringing a little bit onto those skin tears as well. So there is some more tones and shades to that too. Now for the eyes, I didn't want to do anything too dramatic, so I'm just doing a really basic, simple eye look using the Born to Run Urban Decay palette. And I'm first going in with the shade Riff, and just applying that all over my crease and blending it up towards my brow bone. I just wanted everything to be really soft and more natural so it didn't take away from the whole look. After I have that all nice and blended in, then I go in and use the darker shade, which is like a dark kind of chocolate brown, called Good As Gone. And I'm applying that more to like my outer crease, the outer V, and then blending that up into my crease as well, and kind of just smoking it out a little bit without it being too dramatic or too dark. For my lid color, I'm going in with the shade called Blaze, which is just a nice kind of champagne color, and just applying that all over my eyelid. So my battery died, but I went and threw on some false eyelashes, liner, and my brows, and now I'm going to start doing the devil side. So for that, I am just using red face paint that I got at kind of like your typical Halloween store, and I'm just using a little sponge and just applying that all over my face and then down onto my neck and chest and basically wherever you want your like half devil side to be. Next, I'm going to go in with my Makeup Forever Flash Palette, and I'm going to kind of use some of the shades in here to just deepen and darken and highlight my face. So first I'm going in with some white, and I'm just applying it to kind of the high points of my face that I want there to be a bit more of like a highlighted effect. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit of that red color in there mixed with a little bit of black, and I'm just using that to deepen up and define my face a little bit more as well. It kind of took me a little bit of time to kind of get my tones and shades exactly how I want it, so I just kind of sat there and like built it up and blended it out until I got a bit more like shape and dimension to my face, so it wasn't just looking like a flat red face. I think the more time you spend doing details, the better this look is going to be. It's going to look more realistic. So next I am taking a black face paint. I'm using that Makeup Forever one. And I am just going to be kind of deepening up that kind of tear look. I want it to be dark here so it looks like it's kind of getting pulled back. And so there's a bit more depth to this look. So now I'm just going to go back in and kind of blend out that highlight and contour that I put down. And I'm just using a beauty blender just to blend everything out. The white ended up being a little bit brighter and a bit more pinkier than I liked. So later on I go back in and take the red shade again and kind of use that to build it back up a bit to get a bit more of that like dark depth into my face that I wanted, because I did want this to look kind of like evil in a way, and I didn't want it to look too pink toned. So I just sat there for a while kind of getting it exactly how I wanted it. And now for the eyes. So I went and did my one eyebrow off camera, and for that I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills cream liner in the shade Jet. Now for my eyeshadow, I'm going in with the shade Bitten by Makeup Geek, and it's kind of like a burgundy shade, but it's coming off a little bit more brown. for some reason, but I went and just applied that into my crease. Now for my lid shade, I am using the shade called Bomb Ass from the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Ring the Alarm palette, and I'm kind of blending that up into the crease to get more of like the red look as well. I honestly didn't do anything too crazy with this look because I really wanted to focus more of it on like the special effects part, because that's where I thought would be a bit more exciting for this video. Then I am taking my NYX matte liquid liner and just doing a normal wing. Now I'm going to go back in and just kind of keep contouring that face even more, just to get more kind of depth to it. So I'm going in with a black eyeshadow, and I'm using the Makeup Geek black eyeshadow in the shade Corrupt, and I'm just blending that out, softening it up, making my face just look really nice and defined. Then I am taking my black eyeliner. I honestly don't know which black eyeliner this is. I think it's one from Lancome, and I am just putting it in my waterline. And then I did take that black Corrupt shade as well and smoked out my lower lash line. So I got a nice kind of like sultry, sexy, smoky eye going on. Then I just went and applied some mascara to my bottom lashes and up onto my false eyelashes as well. Now for the lips, I first went in with the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Witches, and I'm just kind of outlining my lips with that because I'm going to be going in with a red lipstick in the center to kind of give like an ombre effect. So for the red, I am using the Stila liquid liner in the shade, I don't know what the shade is. It's just the red liquid liner, and I'm just applying that to the center and blending it into that black Witches shade from Kat Von D. Now for the fun part. So I'm going in with a little bit of blood. This is the Ben Nye Stage Blood. I'm also going in with the Ben Nye Scab Blood as well, which is a bit more of like a thick, chunky blood, which sounds really gross, but it does look really realistic and gives the appearance of kind of like a scab or like a scar type look. So I'm using a combo of that, and I'm being pretty messy with it. I'm applying it to inside that little skin fold, kind of onto my actual skin as well, and just kind of applying it anywhere I want it to look nice and bloody. At this point, you can make it look as gory or as like glam as you want. I didn't do anything too gory. I kept it a bit more glam. Now I'm going to be gluing on my devil's horn, and I'm going to use some spirit gum to do that, which is just like a really sticky adhesive for like prosthetics. So I just put it on exactly where I want it, and then you kind of sit there and kind of pat it out until it gets nice and tacky. And then once it's nice and tacky, things will stick to it super well and super easy. Once I have it all nice and placed exactly where I want it, I'm just taking that scab blood again and that other stage blood and just going around the horn to look like it's coming up through my skin. Like I said, at this point you guys could get as gruesome and gory as you want, or you can keep it more kind of glam and beauty-ish. I hope you guys liked this video. I absolutely love Halloween, so make sure to check out more of my Instagram pictures and videos, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!